Hey friends, good evening. Punarvas Jayakumar here from Advait Learning. How are you doing? Today is day 14 of the lockdown. We've already finished 14 days. Just have one more week to go. I don't know if it's going to get extended or not, but let's see. All right. So, yesterday I hope you wrote down your name and those two wonderful letters before your name, CA. I'm sure it felt very nice. I got a lot of messages from you personally where you shared with me the picture where you had written down your name and also a few thoughts. So thank you so much. Don't worry, it will not be shared with anybody, but it felt nice to read what you feel about yourself in the next few months. All right. So I've been getting messages also from people saying, sir, is there any shortcut method to study law? And I've never touched the Bare Act, but I'm writing it sometime in November, so I don't want to read the Bare Act. What is the shortcut way to study? And are there any mnemonics? Are there any stories to remember and all that? Well, friends, we've already sometimes we want to go somewhere and we don't know the way, right? So what do? Very simple. We just punch in the destination on our smartphones or tablets, and in an instant, we'll get the directions on how to get there. There are so many apps, so many websites which will help us reach wherever we want. Unfortunately, that cannot be said about the goals in our life. Those apps and websites don't offer us the roadmaps, to get to reach our goals. At least till now, there's not yet any artificial intelligence that is there with an app which helps us reach our goal exactly the way we want. The goals in life as to what to do and how to be successful. Most of us have identical goals. We want to be loved, healthy, happy. We have to be successful and, of course, rich. But the problem is, as we set off on our journey, our paths seem to be divergent. It diverges into two. One looks like a fast lane and easy and full of shortcuts. It's the path of least resistance, I would call. And the other one is a long, hard road, often, strewn with a lot of obstacles. No prizes for guessing that obviously we will take the easy way out. So in IPCC, the problem is we have been studying law with a different mindset where it's just to pass the exam, just get 40, 45, 50, mug up some stuff, read the practice manual, previous year's questions, and we're done. But then it's looking for a shortcut, it kind of becomes a habit. I'll take my own example. Today I'm a law trainer, but then you should listen to my story in IPCC. I had taken law for granted, as all the IPC students take, most of us. I had picked up some random scanner or something, and my teacher had told me just study from that, it's enough. And my friends also told me the same. It was just some 100 pages, something, some normal, textbook, 120, 130 pages. That's it. So I just mugged up the entire thing without understanding head or tail of it, without even opening the Bare Act, just studied from it. And in the exam, I was overconfident and I thought I could do it. But when the questions came, I realized that, they were slightly different, something that I had not prepared for. So when I was writing it, I was like, man, I should have studied this. I should have given this more importance. And friends, can you guess how much I got in law in IPCC? I got 42. Yep, almost fail, or you can say just pass. If I had got 3 marks less, I would have got 39 and I would have flunked the exam. And today it's surprising that I actually teach law, but I'm the same guy who scored 42 in law in IPCC. After IPCC, I realized that the way I was studying, I was looking for a short way out. Other subjects were fine, but law, audit, these are subjects that we generally tend to ignore and they always, take a back seat. So I thought that, this is my fear and I should head on face my fear. And rather, more than fear, it was overconfidence. And now it had become fear actually. So the thing is, I changed my complete methodology of the Bare Act methodology that they call, I always implore that people read the Bare Act. It started after my IPCC results, the day after my IPCC results. So that changed my life completely. And today I'm a law trainer and everything I do when it comes to law, I open the Bare Act. I could have chosen the shortcut way. You can still clear, by the way, if you don't study the Bare Act. It's not that you cannot. You can still clear by reading some textbook, no doubt about it. But trust me, guys, in the future, it will create a lot of problem. Present is perfect, and future should be continuous. But present is, perfect, but is the future tomorrow? If can people come to you and say, sir, can you please interpret this? You should know where to see. No textbook will help you. So looking for shortcuts becomes a habit. Actually, we make compromises. This mindset sort of engulfs our lives. We don't push ourselves to succeed like I did in IPCC. Stupid mistakes in very, very different way of studying. It didn't help me, especially in these theory subjects. And that's what I thought. It was a theory subject, but I was so wrong. uh, and it took me almost a year to change my entire mindset and the way to study. And today, I mean, I can definitely know how to study law. And it was a stark change in what do you say, CA final. I got exemption both in law and auditing, because that's how we have to study it, in a different way. So yesterday, when students asked me, they've been asking me, not just yesterday, shortcuts, etc. I thought, okay, this is not the way. We just want to avoid losing, and we want shortcuts for everything. And if you study these three sections, you can get 30 marks. If you study this one, the one half a book, you'll study this. If you attend class few times, all those things, then this much is enough. This much is enough. I remember there was a book called Only This Much also. Basically, if you studied that you will clear some CS examination. I don't know if it's still there. I'll tell you a small story. There was once a sculptor, right? A person who creates sculptor in a small town. He was working on a huge idol of a goddess for the local temple. A young woman walked into his workshop. She was amazed to see that amazing, sculpture that he had done. As she completely marveled at his work, she noticed another idol, almost identical idol. It was lying on the ground. So the lady said, "Both are identical. Do you need two of these?" And he said, "No, definitely not. We just need one. It has to be installed in the temple. We just need one." The first one got damaged. That's why I'm doing the other one. The first one got damaged in the final finishing stages. That's it. The woman looked closely at that idol which was lying on the ground. It looked absolutely perfect. The divine goddess idol. It was beautiful. She could not see any sign of damage. So, like, sir, where is the flaw? I don't see any damage here. So the guy said, "Look carefully." The sculptor said, "Look very, very carefully." And she again looked at, nothing was there. Said, "Sir, but where is it?" So sculptor said, "You will notice a very small scratch under the left eye." Then the lady said, "Okay, wait a minute, let me check." So then she saw very, very small scratch under the left eye, very, very small. While sort of, sculpting it, his hand slipped, and very small, very small. So the sculptor, explained that it would be actually installed in a 15-foot high platform inside the temple. The woman said, "At that distance, sir, who will even realize that there's a small scratch there on the left eye, under the left eye?" The sculptor looked at her and said, took a deep breath and said, "I will. I don't care if others don't realize, but I will realize that there is a flaw." Now, this is a good reminder of what excellence is all about. It all comes from the inside, not outside. It's actually an attitude. One would do well to inculcate this in our lives. We should always commit to doing our best at all times. We should never, compromise, in my opinion. We should aim to be the best, because it's not that what somebody else tells you to do, but you have to do it. I feel so. Rather than telling it's okay, nobody will notice, we'll do this, it's okay, we'll study from this, we'll study from that. Let us study from the bare act. So this is very close to my heart, because I feel little offended when people ask me for shortcuts. Trust me, guys, there may be a shortcut to clearing CA examination. I don't know. There may be a shortcut to even clearing law. But trust me, if you want to excel in life, as chartered accountants, we need to know the law. And if we do not study the bare act, whatever it is, even if you have never studied it, it's okay. Now is the time to start. If we create an idol with a scratch and think that no one will notice, few years later somebody will notice. And once they notice, instead of blaming everybody else, they will blame the sculptor. Or rather, instead of becoming a master sculptor, if we become some patch-up artist, then ultimately it will become a problem. So that commitment to excellence, I think we should learn. I learned it the hard way. I don't want you to feel the same way. Trust me, if you You can definitely clear law without reading the Bare Act, no doubt about it. But tomorrow, what is good? A person coming up to you and say, "Sir, your analysis of law is so brilliant. Are you a chartered accountant? Are you a lawyer?" Is that better than people coming and asking you, "I still don't know how you became a CA?" Right? And when people ask you, your clients ask you a question, you have no clue where to see, which act to see, what to open, how to interpret. So, my dear friends, let's understand that excellence comes from inside, not outside. I can't help you reach that excellence if we ourselves don't want to reach. It's an attitude, honestly speaking. One will always do well if we try to inculcate that attitude and come do our best at all times. We should never compromise. So let's do it from today. Whatever we do, let's give it our 100%. I just took the example of law because I've been seeing students asking. They always took the long, they always want that way. In fact, I am a proponent of regular classes. Fast track classes, though I do everything properly in those 65 hours, I still like regular classes, because if you really want to understand law in its depth, in its entirety, you need to see the entire thing, 130, 140 hours, whatever we do. Fast track is for the ones who have studied once, or even if they have not studied, it's okay. They know what it is to a decent extent. But the real deal is when you get into that in-depth mode of learning. So with that, friends, is very small thought. Not just law, anything that we do, let us do it with 100% efforts. It will go a very, very long way in helping us becoming excellent chartered accountants. Anybody can become a chartered accountant. It's okay. We can get those 2 degrees before our name. But what it takes is to become such an amazing chartered accountant, knowledgeable chartered accountant, that people actually look up to you. Well, the uh, one of the most famous lawyers, Harish Salve. Harish Salve charges almost 90 lakhs to almost 1 crore per hearing sometimes. It was average around 60 to 70 lakhs per hearing. I am not talking about per case, per hearing. He was the same person who charged 1 rupee for the Kulbhushan Jadhav case from the government of India. And he is a chartered accountant. Think about it. And he cleared it in his 4th attempt. So no one asked Harish Salve, "Sir, how long did you take?" But today they respect him as a chartered accountant and lawyer. So many of his friends who actually got ranks don't even earn 60 lakhs per annum. And this guy earns 60 lakhs per day. So think about it, friends. What matters the most? Is it the qualification or the knowledge that we possess? Is it the excellence or the 2 letters before your name? Yesterday I spoke about 2 letters before your name, but today I'm speaking about when you're getting those 2 letters, ensure you deserve it. In 8 subjects, we can't excel at 8 subjects. Pick up 1 or 2 subjects and excel in such a way that you get exemption in those 2. Other things, even if you get passing marks, it's fine. Ultimately, you'll become a CA. And after becoming a CA, stick on to that 1 or 2 subjects and gain excellence. You will really get that respect from others. More than the degree, they will respect you for your knowledge. And at the end of the day, whatever said and done, knowledge is power. On that thought, guys, think about it. Yesterday we spoke about the degree. Today I'm speaking about the content of the degree. The true content deep down inside should be knowledge and excellence, and not just qualification. It is both frustrating. If you have the knowledge but don't have the qualification, it is extremely frustrating. People around you are dumb, you know it, and you are smart, but you don't have the degree, they have the degree. So it's very, very frustrating. On the other hand, if you have the degree but no knowledge, that is very, very humiliating, guys. Think about it. All the very best. Love you. Bye.